Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we should be focusing, guys, on not politicians anymore. I know a lot of us are like pissed at the Democrats and the Republicans and all the other fucking politicians that are out there, but we are missing something very, very, very interesting, and rather it should be eye-opening. We should be focused on these multi-million-dollar companies. Now, I'm going to say this once, or maybe I'll say it a few times, but for this video, I'm going to say it once. I do not disagree with companies making millions of dollars. I don't care if they make billions of dollars. These companies started from somewhere. They worked hard to get to where they are. Most of them, not all of them. Some of them is daddy's money. I get that. But still, their daddy, their grandfather still made that money to get to where their kids or grandkids are today. Same goes for Bill Gates and Bezos. As much as I hate those two fucks, nonetheless, they still worked hard to get to where they are. But when you start abusing that power and fucking other people over, which Bill Gates and Bezos has, you don't make that kind of money, guys, without fucking people over, or at least someone thinking you're fucking them over. All right, with that being said, guys, we should no longer focus on politicians because politicians are the puppets. Why are we going after politicians? Now, should we go after them and remove them from office and then put in some more righteous, honest people? Yes. But we should be going after private corporations and companies like Amazon and Microsoft, or rather Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. Those kind of companies are the companies we should be fucking hammering. Companies like Alibaba and what other international billion-dollar companies are overseas, we should be going after them. We should no longer be focusing on politicians because they are the puppets. Now, should we cut the strings of those puppets and get them out of there? Absolutely. But how do we get to the source? We focus on the companies. That's what we do. Why am I bringing this up? Because Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos are buying farmland all over the United States and then doing what? Sitting on it. Now, I have three theories of what they're doing with the farmland. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Now, Bill Gates is buying farmland all over this fucking country. We know that, right? He recently made a purchase in North Dakota, which in North Dakota, by the way, they were trying to stop him. But of course, being that he's a billionaire, well-connected and all this other bullshit, and has that kind of power, he absolutely made it happen. Now, obviously, guys, when they went to court, we all knew it was going to happen. We knew that it was going to go through. That wasn't a surprise. But when you look at the amount of land that Bezos and Bill Gates has, and Bezos is a little more quiet. Bezos has 425,000 acres of land. Bill Gates has about 270,000 acres of land here in the United States. Farmland, that is, not land, farmland. Now, as far as farmland goes, there is 910 million acres of farmland throughout the United States. So one of the articles tried to make it look like, well, they have just a small, tiny sliver portion of it. It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck if they have well under 1% or 1,000% of fucking land. That's too much land for them. Because if you're buying all this land, guys, and then you're just sitting on it, there's a fucking issue, especially being that we need to be more self-sufficient. We need to be farming. We need to be doing a lot of things to head the problem off that's coming our way, which is a food shortage or food crisis, right? Now, yes, we are seeing a small tip of that iceberg with stuff not being made and certain things empty off the shelves. But when companies or people like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates buy all this farmland and then does nothing with it, that's a problem. To boot, we also have the Chinese buying a fucking ton of land, farmland that is, as well. That's being quiet. They're doing it under shell corporations and they're buying this land. They probably even have a couple of corporations that sound American just to fucking keep themselves off the radar in that aspect. Nonetheless, guys, these people buying all of this land, and then like what China did when they bought, what was it, Smithfields, and now they closed down one of their plants. I think they're going to close down more plants and fuck us and take the contract that they have with the pork farms or pig farms, sorry, they're going to take those contracts and ship the pigs over to fucking China. That was a slick way. Now, a lot of people are like, they can't do that. They can do whatever the fuck they want because they are part of the superpower, the problem, and being that Biden's in their back pocket, he's going to make that happen. So when Smithfield, owned by China, or a Chinese corporation rather, starts shutting down more plants, the contracts that they legally have binding with these pig farms, they're going to wind up shipping these pigs to China, shortening our pork products and pork supply. Now, three theories I have being done. Now, the first one It's less likely to be happening, but nonetheless, it's a theory. They're buying up all this farmland and they're doing nothing with it to starve out Americans. Now, I think that's less likely. I have heard that before. I've heard that on, in the chats and other fucking YouTube channels, and I think that's less likely. But nonetheless, it's still a theory to consider. But on the list of things that happen, that's like number fucking 3. And if you put it amongst other things that might happen, that's probably 1,000. So the second thing, what I think they're doing is that they are positioning themselves for the next depression. So in history, guys, we know that landowners always make out like bandits during any kind of recession or any kind of depression. And anytime history starts, finances or the economy starts to falter, landowners always make out like bandits. So maybe they're positioning themselves in that way. The third one, and this is, again, just a theory, they're looking to start synthetic farms. Now, if you're starting synthetic farms, that means you need to buy a lot of land to start, or to build, large facilities to grow this synthetic meat. There is that. There's also bug farms. Now, you don't need a lot of land to build bug farms unless they're building astronomically big facilities to start bug farms, to start cultivating bugs inside these facilities they're going to build. There is that. So those are my 3 theories on what they're going to do with it. The other thing that they could be doing is they could be also buying this land and energizing, if you will, the soil. By any means they know how. Whatever chemical or bullshit they're going to put into that soil to regenerate it. Regenerize. That's not a fucking word. To regenerate it. I think they might be doing it. They might be doing that as well. That's another one. But guys, still, it's alarming that these guys are buying all this land, and it doesn't matter what kind of lawsuit or what kind of legal block is put in front of them, they always get around it. Why? Because they have money, because they abuse that power. Bill Gates has abused that power for as long as I can remember, especially in Africa when he's done trial runs with certain shots in an African country. Bezos, you see how he gets around. He fucking skirts the system every chance he gets. So, guys, with that, we have 2 superpowers, 2 super dudes, if you will. No, sorry, reverse that. We have 2 billionaires that are fucking with us, but we just don't know exactly how. And that's the danger. Because, again, like I said on the live stream with Hudson Valley Prepping and a panel he had the other night, we can't see beyond that curve because they create that curve so we can't see it. So when we round that curve, we're like, oh, shit, what the fuck? And they're taking us by surprise. So when it comes to them, guys, everything and anything's on the table. All right, guys, other than that, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truths channel, and I'll see you in the next video.